Hello, hello, hello. It's 5 o'clock New York time, and here we are for Radio Free Wall Street. Oh, wow. It's been quite a day. Donald Trump backed down. I know the spin, but he backed down. And he said, well, maybe I shouldn't cage babies. I'll stick with the adults. Okay, but that's not the story. This is a theme that I've talked about for many, many years, and my concern is getting more serious by the minute. The vast majority of baby boomers' retirement funds are not in U.S. Treasuries where they belong. They're not in accounts under their control. A lot of them are various Roth and IRA accounts, tax deferred. A lot of that money's in matching funds with their employers. And the problem is that more and more baby boomers are now approaching retirement age, and a huge wave of them are going to be coming, and it's time to ask for your money and time to pay your taxes on it. Well, a surprising number of them are saying, hey, my fund guy says I can't get my money until I quit my job. Another one says I quit my job, but they say I've got a delay, and they want to just give me a monthly distribution, and they want to give me my money. And let me tell you why. They don't have your money. Your retirement fund does not have any cash. Your money is, quote, invested. Invest in a lot of dog shit that would curl your hair. Do an experiment. Don't do it. Go right and say, hi. I want to retire. I'd like to take my money out in one lump sum. How do I do it? And then they'll give you the runaround, and you say, okay, what specifically is my money invested in? Let's say to go talk to the fund manager. The fund manager will give you some kind of bullshit. Because they'll tell you, where your money is? Your money's in junk bonds of companies will never pay it back, especially if we go into a recession. Your money is in Venezuela debt that I watched Goldman Sachs buy with both hands last August, right before it wiped out. Your money is in 100-year Argentina bonds that are not callable, that you have to wait to the end. Can't cash them in. And the last interest payment made on them was with the IMF giving the money. They don't have your money. It's tied up. Those malls with those empty holes in them without the tenants? That's you financing them. Toys R Us? Huge amount of baby boomer finance in that bankruptcy. So when you wake up and smell the coffee, you're going to realize that your money is not there. Now, here's how this goes. It's a Ponzi scheme. The first people, the head of the room, they're the ones that get their money. The ones in the back are left sucking hind tit. You need to get your money now. If you're worried about having your retirement money, you better get it. And you wait and see the sing-song dance they're going to give you. I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're going to do what's known as a haircut. They're going to say, well, I know you have $200,000 here. We can't give it to you. And I know you're supposed to get $3,000 a month, but here's $1,000. It's called a haircut. Already the plans are being made for how they're going to screw you out of your money. Now, the baby boomers are smart. That to demand their money now, stand a better chance. I've actually had brokers and fund agents criticize that I was saying, hey, put your money in U.S. government securities. Why, they don't yield that much? That's irresponsible. Well, let me tell you something. That guy that's telling you that, his capital of his investment bank and his institution, you know where that is? It's tied in U.S. government securities. There is no place for your safe, secure retirement funds except for cash in your mattress and safe, secure U.S. government debt at treasurydirect.gov. You can buy it yourself, and you get a better price than your broker can get it for. Never mind what he gives you. I'm urging you, I'm begging you, I'm pleading you. Contact your fund manager. Find out what the rules are in writing. Hire a lawyer and demand your money while you get it. And you say, well, it's employer contribution. Well, it's half my money. I want my money. In some cases, you might consider retiring early, quitting your job. You might want to run the numbers in the comparison. If you have a great deal of money in that account, it might pay. But you need to respond in writing to them. You need to demand that they tell you exactly what's going on with your money and what are the changing rules of the game. I've talked to many people that 3 years ago could get their money out, but now they can't. I've talked to many people that are told that they no longer will give a cash distribution, that your money in your retirement account has got to be issued on a monthly basis, the amount determined by the fund manager. Yeah. Now, a lot of times you can fight that. A lot of these companies have gone through consolidations. And let me tell you a really secret. You know how the employer tells you that he's going to do matching money to funds? Well, he doesn't. He's not putting money in your account. Hear me carefully. What he's doing is he's getting your money and he's buying shares of his stock. Yeah. Let me repeat. You know the money that you have the contribution? Well, he's buying shares of his stock. Okay, nobody's giving it to himself. And you know the distribution that he wants to give you, his half? He doesn't have to put cash in there. He can give shares of your stock. And you want to hear something really ugly? He can calculate the return on the fund at 7%. That's the average of the ones I've investigated. And most of them are making under 2%. So let me see if you understand this. He's got your money. He gets it, pays it to himself through buying his stock. And then he puts paper in there for his contribution shares of stock. Now, guess what? Even if his stock is not rising, he now calculates that he's making a 7% return a year. The law allows him to take 7%. Even if he's lost money that year. Okay? And that's a big thing. Why are they doing that? Well, they convince government that, well, you see, the returns aren't the same every year, so we'll take an average. And what I say is bullshit. If you made 7% that year, you put 7% down. If you make 2%, you make 2%. I don't want to hear no average bullshit. Mark to market. And this is people get Nobel Prize in Economics for screwing you. Peace prizes normally go to people that kill most people. Like Donald Trump. How many babies are going to die in detention or have died? How many families separated? How are you emotionally scarred? Did they get a Peace Prize for the ripping babies from their mother's arm award? I love it. Hear me carefully. Hear me well. Understand what I'm telling you. Most of your funds are underfunded. The money is not there. As God is my witness, the vast majority of funds I look at when I can get the information are woefully inadequately underfunded, and there is no way in hell they're going to have your money for you. Are you hearing me? Are you listening? Please, find out for yourself, okay? Now, from a fund manager standpoint, these are the best of times. You've got a record high stock market in the NASDAQ. Economy's been strong. So what happens when the economy goes tapioca? I mean, we live in a country that has periodic recessions. The Fed is raising rates. We're headed for another one now. What's going to happen? You're going to get less and less of your money. So I am begging you. And by the way, I didn't tell you to get your money and send it to me. Your retirement money belongs in Treasury Direct. Okay, let's get real clear here. You need absolutely positively to control your funds. You need to find out the rules of the game in writing. And I urge you to hire a lawyer to go after getting your money. I'm telling you, the smart baby boomers that get in there, get their money out, will have it. The ones that sit around there and wait, I would even suggest in some circumstances that you consider retiring early. I think you should consider what your position is and how do you get your funds. They are not going to have the money. Baby boomer funds have been misinvested, underinvested, underreturned. They are underfunded. That means they do not have enough money in the retirement account to cover the obligations that are racked up. And they're allowed to do that, by the way. They are allowed to use the 7% assumption. Most of them use 6.5, 7.5. And there's not a one that I've investigated that gets anywhere near 7%. Try under 3%. You are relying upon an investment that is chock full of shit. You're relying upon an investment where the money's not there for your freaking retirement. Okay? Retirement money is not money you fool with, okay? Retirement money is your most safe, secure money. And absolutely, positively, it's got to be there. Absolutely positively it's got to be protected. Absolutely positively you need to have it under your control. Pay your freaking taxes. Now on the tax side, let's talk about this. Well, it's tax deferred. If you take your money out, now you got to pay taxes on it. Leave it with me. It's slamma-jamma-jamma. Well, Mr. Slamma-jamma-jamma, what he's not telling you is that you have to pay the taxes anytime you take the money out. And as you're getting closer to retirement age, there's no penalty for withdrawing the money. We won't tell you that. And I believe with all my heart and soul, and so does most everybody else, that the taxes baby boomers will pay will be going higher because the government's broke. They gave the corporate tax. By the way, the corporate tax break bonanza for billionaires is carved in stone. The individual ones get reviewed in 2 years, and they're going to go higher. So take your money and run. In other words, by taking your money today, you will be in a lower tax break than you will be in the future. Now, you have to consider the job you're working, whether it's worth it to quit the job to force them to give you your money. Sometimes it's a good move, sometimes that's not. That's something you have to decide. But you need to understand what your options are. Am I getting through to you? This is really serious. This is really dangerous. This is really ugly. I'll give you another situation. You know how they tell you how the stock market was coming back? Yeah, the stock market may have went down, but hell, look, it's up now twice what it was in 2007. Yeah, but they threw out the losers. Now, right now, the stock market's at peak heights. Come back off of it. It's had 2 1,000-point drop days in the Dow, which was said never was possible. And we're going to head for more of it. And you now got General Electric, which was the last original Dow Jones stock left that's gone tapioca, wipeout, broke, no shit going down, and they're throwing it out. So the trick they do is the Dow Jones average is not the same stock. So when they tell you the market always comes back, it's after they throw out the losers, which doesn't cost them anything, and put in what is the hot stock winner. You can't do that. See, you already own GE if you bought the whole index, and you're stuck with it, and you got to sell and take a loss, and then you got to come up with the money to buy the new hot stock they place in the fund. See the game? So by always throwing out the losers, of course the index always comes back, because the loser stocks are thrown out, not calculated as a loss, and the new hottest, latest, greatest one that's climbing is thrown in there to take its place. That's the trick of Wall Street. Just today, we've got more and more Wall Street firms admitting that they illegally processed people's orders, used special purpose entities they owned so that they could take the scalp. This is got to be one of the dirtiest financial markets I've ever seen. And this is going to end very badly. Because remember, in this cesspool, this incestuous cesspool is your money, your retirement money. I am begging you again. Let's see if I can make this understand. They don't have your money. Standard & Poor's says 35% of all corporate retirement funds are underfunded. Okay? I believe the number is much higher because Standard & Poor's is giving the benefit of the doubt, including assets in there that really aren't assets. So if 35% of the money is missing, how in the hell are you going to retire? Are you in the 70% or are you in the 30%? I mean, where do you stand there? And how do you know? I am warning you, they have no money. I am warning you that their position is the best it's going to be with this record stock market. It's getting uglier. I am warning you that they're going to use every trick in the book and change the rules. And I've been there through the Bethlehem Steel wipeouts, and I've been through this General Motors cut, and calipers in California is broke. New York State Retirement Fund is a basket case. So is New Jersey. So is Connecticut. So is Illinois. Oh, my God. So you really, really, really need to listen to me. You really, really need to get down there in writing, registered mail, return receipt, start finding a lawyer, and finding out exactly what the hell is going on. And I think when you start doing the checking, you will be absolutely astonished at how bad it is. Ask the questions like, how much of my money do I have? How do I get it out? How long in the future do I have to apply for it? Can I get my money out early as the law allows? Remember, the law allows you, after you're 60, to take your money out. Yes. Yes. And don't let them scare you about the penalty of the taxes. That's not true. It's a penalty-free withdrawal. You can even under hardship take a withdrawal early and not pay a penalty, but you have to pay the tax. You have to pay the tax anyway. Get your freaking money and run for the nearest exit. Like I said, for some of you, it may make sense to even quit your job because they don't have your money. Your money is not there. They are underfunded. And the money and by the way, see, when you look at the Standard & Poor's underfunding, that's the money that went into the account. They're not counting the survivability of the investments. In other words, when they say, well, you're 35% last cash do-re-mi by your accounting, which should be in there. What they aren't telling you is that many of the investments like Venezuela shit bonds, Puerto Rican electric company debt before the hurricane, Argentina debt, Brazilian debt, third world shithole wipeout crap in Africa, it's full of that shit. And it will not pay out. The only place for retirement money is where? Cash in the mattress. Nice and legal-like. And money in where? TreasuryDirect.gov. One word. You can open an account there, and you can buy it's one of the greatest government bargains of our time, okay? And especially now, because in case you haven't noticed, interest rates are going higher and higher, and they're finally paying you a decent return. I'm begging you, please, 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 it's your money. You earned it, you worked for it. Even in a matching situation, it was part of your compensation package. They are not going to give your money. They do not have the pension funded. The assets that they're in there, that they're allowed to count as assets, are not and will not pay out. Please, 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 pretty please, get your money. Do not send your money to me. Do not send your money anywhere but to Treasury Direct or your mattress. Retirement savings should not be speculated with. They should not be invested. They should not be traded. They should sit in boring, sleepy, not in gold either, in sleepy government securities that will be there and that will do an enormous job into making your retirement a happy thing. There is no risk in U.S. government securities. It is the source purrier of capital. It is money that will be there no matter what. And you need to absolutely have some core wealth, and that depends upon your personality and disposition, but you should start building, and it's never too late. And those retirement calculators, they're a lie. You need your money in boring, low-interest yielding U.S. government securities, and you need your money under your control, and you need your money out of the funds, because I'll tell you what, you would never buy the dog shit that they're trying to sell you. Never, ever, ever. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. It is absolutely ridiculous where people's money is being invested. It's absolutely ridiculous in how underfunded they are, and it's a great crime of our time. And just like all the other tricks you've seen of the bankers, they'll pay a fine, hit the lobbyist for his fee, deduct it in their taxes, and go laughing all the way to the bank with your money and their bonuses. Please, 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 do the work. Find out what your here's an experiment. Find out exactly what your pension's invested in. It's your money, right? Okay, what are you invested in? How many shares of what companies? What issue of debt you have? Give me the cuspid number, and I want to know where my money's invested. In detail, down to the letter. I want to know what the rules are on withdrawal. What do I have to do to get my money out? And you will be shocked. You will be amazed. You will be pissed off at what you're about to discover. This is the biggest screwing of baby boomers. See, the only savers left in America are the boomers. That's the only pool of money they haven't robbed you, they haven't got their hooks into. But I'm telling you, they're working on it day and night. Okay, they got people on it day and night. They have made the worst investment. You want to hear another secret? A lot of these fund guys, well, what they have is this general fund and a proprietary fund, and I am telling you, no matter how much they deny it, that the losers go into your retirement account, and the winners come out of your retirement account and go into their account. And it's a constantly processing. They pay you, 2% at best. They make 10%. Now, when that 2% wipes out, well, it's your wipeout. See how it goes? So you take all the losses and get none of the gains. That's Wall Street investing the new wave away. Have a ball. They have squandered the retirement savings, the entire baby boomer generation. The money is gone in, you know how you see these high-tech stocks and these companies that are borrowing billions and billions and billions? Well, guess what? That's your retirement money is going to these companies. They will never pay you back. They will never be there, okay? And you will see that you will get a bankruptcy notice and go, well, I'm sure sorry. I know you had $200,000 here, but $30,000 is a pretty good sum of money anyway. See the game? They know they're wiping you out. That is why they're so evasive. Try to nail them down. I really just hear from you. Try to nail them down. How much of my money do you have? How much of it's in cash? What's it invested in? What's the duration? Specific issues? What percentage is in Australia? What percentage of it is in Podunk, Egypt? What percentage of it is? Yeah, they're actually funding the expansion of the Egyptian canal there. Yeah. Unbelievable, huh? They've actually financed all kinds of dipshit, crazy shit in Latin America. It is amazing what is going on here and what people do not know. Absolutely, positively, you need to take action. You need to get your funds under your control, and you understand the con. So, yes, the stock market always comes back, always in the season. Why? Because they throw out the losers and they put in the next winner. You have no way of knowing what that winner is. Okay, that's kind of like after the move. And guess what? You get to hold the loser, and you get to take the loss, and they don't. So, of course, the market always comes back. It's a rigged game. How the hell do you lose a rigged game? I mean, that's really pretty bad. You got a deck stacked in your favor, you still can't make any money? I don't think so. This is the ugly side of Wall Street. This is the side they don't want you to know. This is what they're hiding from you. Go down and talk to them. You know, it's a pretty easy discussion. You know, well, I don't know about that. Donald Trump's going to kick ass there and make it. Oh, Donald Trump would be good for you. Yeah, Donald Trump would be great for draining the swamp. Mm-hmm. Yeah, trade wars, because that's a secret Donald Trump strategy with the mind meld. Woo, woo, woo. Kim Jong Junks now my bitch. I own him. That's right. He owns Kim Jong Junk. He just sat in the room with him, sat there with those piercing eyes. And Kim Jong Chucks became silly putting his hands. Yes, Donald, I love you. I will give you all my nukes. Yes, I will. I'll give you all my fusible material. Yes, I will. You are so great, Donald Trump. You are so great, Donald Trump. You are so great, Donald Trump. I'm glad we got that out of the way, okay? And by the way, that the chart, that the accounts that are involved in this thing are traded globally. They actually trade among themselves to shit positions with your money. It is incredible the crimes being committed with baby boomers' money. And like I said, you can just Google it and you're going to find underfunded pension funds. Give me a list, and you go, oh my God, let me see if mine's there. Unfunded corporate pension funds and IRA retirement accounts, rules for disbursement. Educate yourself. You know, this day and age, it's that little GOOGLE, okay? And you can find out for yourselves. And then you can stand up for yourselves. And I suggest that you hire a lawyer and go after the son of bitches, because they're going to take your money and they're going to leave you poor and penniless and laugh about it. I've seen them do it many times. It's the sins of Wall Street have not been revealed yet. But you know what the nice part about it is? When the depression comes, you'll know.